Awesome. So I remember you talking a while. Oh, actually, you had posted something on Facebook. It was a picture of you on a TV program, and you were a Universal artist, and you said you were
Yeah.
hooked on drugs. How?
Yes.
That's mind-boggling to me because a lot of people think that once they're drug addicted, all this stuff, that they can never change their life. What was going on in your life at that time?
It's the thoughts that any person that's depressed gets, which means I'm alone. I tried and I couldn't, I saw no progress. And because of that, I started to dwell even more. I was shooting up to 24 times a day, dude. Like,
Wow.
I mean, I'm talking a guy, I was done. I was gone. My mom, my family let me go because they noticed that, I just didn't want to change and I couldn't. They let me go, which that's the time when I became homeless. And it was real scary, man. There was times that there was two instances that were pretty monumental for me. There was a person that saw me walking from the bridge, under the bridge, to a crack house that I was heading to, and they pulled over because they recognized me, and they said, "Carlos," and I was weighing about 185 pounds, and they're like, "Hey," like they looked at me like, what happened to you?" And I remember trying to fake it, right? I was like, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm just doing cardio." Trying like fucking it's like hilarious. Like I looked horrible. And that person left. And then I told myself, I was like, oh my God, like the people that I would see on TV that are lost, and like I'm that person now,
Wow.
So I was drowning in despair and just depression, man. It was really hard.
So what was it that made you decide that enough was just enough?
I remember fear. Fear is what did it. Towards the end, the last rehabilitation center that I did was in Mexico, in Cancun. And I remember coming back and thinking to myself that I really wanted to do more heroin. And my body was craving it madly. And in that moment, I remember thinking and praying. I got home and I got on my knees. And this part I talk about pretty often. It's in my book. I talk about where I fall to my knees and I'm praying, right? And it's pretty typical, when we're lost, we like to pray because you're lost. And I got on my knees and I told God that, I told him that you've seen me try. You have seen me try to leave this drug and I cannot. I cannot do it. I need help. Like I need somebody to help me. And I remember, and this sounds kind of like movie-like, but my sister always had the radio playing in the kitchen. And a song by Michael Jackson, the one that Man in the Mirror came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the lyrics, dude, and I just started crying, dude. It was like, I'm asking you to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. And when I heard that, my next thought was, I remember I had an uncle who lived in Mexico that used to be a drug addict, but now he was a drug rehab counselor. So in that moment, between the fear of me dying a heroin addict and knowing that my children would say, my father was a heroin addict, that fear allowed me to start my change. That's when I moved over. I moved to Mexico City. I moved to Puerto Vallarta.
Wow. And this was going on while you had children already.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Children is crazy, dude. Like family, the way you just position your life and how everything falls, I'm sure you're a huge inspiration to your children now.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the company, man, because everything that's happened today that we're in, I told them would happen when it started, which is really awesome because they get to see what hard work does, what thinking does, what being cautious does, so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm very, very fortunate in the fact that my kids actually remember day one of the company, which
That's
is awesome.
And that started in an apartment, right?
Yeah, we had a little apartment, man, that we started in.